So we're still in 8.1, okay? Now we have to look at angles and see them as big or small. So it says label the pizza slices as big or small. Well, if someone cuts the pizza like this, you can see that this is a big slice, this is a small slice, big slice, small slice. You can see the big slices and you can see the small slices. If you're hungry and maybe not polite, you might take the big one. Or you might offer your mother the big one, okay? Here, if it's exactly 90 degrees, they're all the same size. So let's look at the next. It says label the pizza slices as big or small. Well, that's a big one. Let me do it in a marker that's like you can see. So that's big, big, small, small. Well, that's a big slice, that's a big slice, and that's a small slice. They're almost the same size. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check and see if this one is bigger than 90. Look, this one's bigger than 90, so this one's, it doesn't look like it, but it's, this one's big, and these ones are small. This one, oh, this is big, big, small, small. You can see that that pizza is smaller. Okay, now they're always, if it's cut right in the middle, the bigs are across from each other, the smalls are across. Whatever's across from each other is always the same. So here, this is big, so this is big. This is small, so this is small. That's big, big, small, small. That one looks bigger, so that one's big, and that one's small and small. That one looks big, big, small, small. That's a horrible pen. Okay. Now it says, now we just don't have the pizza, we have angles. So pretend you're looking at pizza. Well, this would be the big angle, and this is small and small. This one looks bigger than 90 degrees, so this one looks big, so this is big, so these ones are small. Not much smaller, but a little small. Oh, this one's big, big, small, small. This piece looks bigger. Okay, so you have to be able to, oh, you didn't see anything that I was writing. Okay, let's do that again. I'm just gonna, polygons, what is this? Okay, so here, you can see these slices are big, these are small. This one's a little bit bigger than 90, so this is big and big, small, not much smaller. These are big, so these are small. This one looks a little bit bigger than 90 degrees, so this is big, big, and these are small. Okay, so you have to be able to do this to be able to look at the angles properly. So when I have two parallel lines and I cut it with another line, it makes only two types of angles, big and small. So we're just going to label angles as big and small. So what I do first is I cover everything except for two. And I look here and I say which one's big and which one's small. Well, this one looks bigger. And if it was pizza, say it was pizza, there's my pizza. That would be the small slice and that would be the big slice. Now remember, opposite, if that is big, that's big. If that's small, that's small. Okay, so you can see if there was a pizza around here, those two slices would be big, those two slices would be small. So now I'm going to do it again over here. That's our pizza. Don't look at anything else. Don't look at the lines. Which one's the big slice and which one's the small slice? That's the big slice and that's the small slice. So across from it, that's big, that's small. Okay. Now if we do the same thing over here, make it a pizza. Okay, cover up all the arrows. Which is the small slice and which is the big slice? Yeah, that looks big, that looks small. So across, that's going to be big, that's going to be small. And we do the same thing over here. We can draw a pizza, half a pizza, cover up all that and say, which one's the big slice? Yeah, that, if I'm hungry, that's the big slice, that's the small slice. And then across, that's small, across, that's big. So we've labeled them all big and small. Okay, so you finish that for homework. So now you need to know some vocabulary. Inside is like interior. The inside of a house, the interior design of a house. Outside is the exterior. We're going to be using these words. Alternate just means opposite sides for this math, what we're doing. Corresponding means same sides. Okay, so this is inside the car. This is outside the car. Inside the house. Is this the interior or exterior? Exterior of the house. Interior of, maybe that's like, that looks like the airport. Exterior of tea time, the outside. Same side. Opposite side. All the cars are on the one side. So one same side. If we look here, corresponding. Okay, so if everything's on one side, that's corresponding. Same side. Now, cars are on both sides. Opposite sides. Alternate. 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 Okay. So, vocabulary. So, when we have two parallel lines and we cut it with another line, this is the inside, interior, and these are the exterior angles. These are the interior ones, these are exterior. Don't really need to know that word. When I have two angles that are exactly the same, like 60 degrees and 60 degrees, instead of saying that they are the same measurement, we use the word congruent. Congruent just means same. Okay? Now we have two rules. When I have two parallel lines and I cut it with another line, it only makes two angles. A big angle and a small angle. So here's my big angle, 130. Here's my small angle, 50. And you can see across from 50 is 50, 130, 50, 50, 130. It only makes two angles, small or big. And the rules are, all the small angles are equal and all the big angles are equal. So you only have two angles, small and big. And if I go like this, and I take a small angle plus a big angle, how much is that? That's half a circle. That's 180 degrees. So the other rule is if I take a small and a big and I add them together, it makes half a circle, 180 degrees. Okay? So we have names of angles that are equal. If I have two angles that are across from each other around the same point, doesn't matter if they're the big ones or the small ones, we call them vertical angles. This is inside. Okay, so if I have two angles on opposite sides, okay, opposite sides. So here's the line. I have one on the left and one on the right. And if they're both in the exterior, then they're the same and we call them alternate exterior angles. If I have two angles on the same side of this line, because they're both on the left of the line, and one is on the outside and one is on the inside, then we call them corresponding, because that's same side. Okay, they're corresponding angles. But one has to be on the outside and one has to be on the inside. Okay. Now, if I have one angle on the left and one on the right, that's alternate, opposite sides, but they're both on the inside, then we call them interior, alternate interior angles. Now we also have the rule from before. If I add two angles together and it's equal to 90, 1p, complementary. If I have two angles and I add them together and they're 180, supplementary, 2p's. Okay. Are the angles the same size? So we have to go, are these the same size? And name the angles. Okay, so first, let's do small and big. So here, which one's small and big? That's big, that's small. Okay, so that opposite there is small, opposite is big. Okay, so here, this angle is small. Is this angle the same size as this? Is it small or is it big? If we cover that up, maybe, let's do more. This one's big, this one's small, so go opposite, small, big. Look, they're both small. So are they the same size? Yep, same size. Are they on the same side? Yep. Is one outside and one inside? Yep. So they're called corresponding. So now let's see if these two angles are the same. So if I look here, there's slices of pizza. That's the small angle, that's the big angle. So across from that is big, across from that is small. Let's do the bottom. If it was pizza, this would be the big angle, that's small. Across, that's big, that's small. So let's look at these angles. They're both the big angle. So are they the same size? Yes, same size. They're on opposite sides, so that means, oh, you can't see. I moved the paper again. Let me do it again. Oh. Sorry. So here, that's my big angle, that's my small angle. That's big, that's small. Here, that's big, that's small. So across from that is big, across from that is small. So they're both big angles. Y is big and X is big, so they're the same size. Now if I look, one's on the left and one's on the right of this line. So that means they're alternate angles. Are they on the outside or the inside? Well, this is the inside, so they're both on the outside. So alternate exterior. Angles. Okay. Next one. So here, if I look here, go that one's big, that one's small. Across from that is small, across from that is big. Let's do this one. That's a big slice of pizza, that's a small. So across from that is big, that's small. So now, I look at this and I look at this one. They're both on the same side. And one is in the exterior and one is in the interior. Oh, they're both the same size. So they're both big, so same size. And they're both on the same side. One's exterior, one's interior. So it's called corresponding. Okay. Okay, next one. Ooh, that's hard to see which one is big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm just going to use the corner because this is 90 degrees. So if I look at this one is a tiny bit bigger than 90. So this one is the big one and this is the small one. This is a little bit smaller. This is a little bit bigger. So that's small. That's big. Now I have to look down here and I say which one looks bigger. Well, because this line is moving this way, it means this one's bigger, but just by a little bit. So that across is smaller, across is bigger. So now if I look at Y and X, they're both B's. They're both the big angles, so they're the same size. Okay. They're both on the inside, and they're on opposite sides of that line, which means opposite sides means alternate, and they're both on the inside, so alternate interior. Okay, let's look at the next one. That's big and that's small. I don't need to find them all. Just, does this one look like big or small? Well, that looks big, so that's small. So they're both small, so they're both the same size. And they're on opposite sides, so that means alternate. And they're both on the outside, that means exterior. So it's alternate, exterior angles. Let's do 16. If I cover it, that looks big. Opposite is big. Are they the same size? Yep, because they're opposite. So same size. Okay. And when they're opposite but around the same point, we call them vertical. So these are vertical angles. So finish that for homework. Oh no, we have to do 17. That one's a little bit weird. Okay, that one's big and that one's small. So if I go, how much is from here to here? That's 180 degrees. If I have two angles that add up to 180 degrees, that's 2 p's. What's the word with 2 p's? Supplementary. Okay, so you find 18. Okay. So now this says find the missing angles and give it a name if we have a name for it. Okay. So if this is 81, opposite is same, 81. Cover it up. From here to here is 180. So how much is the missing one? 180 minus 81 equals 99. So that's 99. Which one's big, 81 or 99? 99 is big, 81 is small. Okay. Opposite is always same. Okay. Now if I look down here, this one's big and this one's small. What's the big number again? 99. So that's 99 and that's 81. Opposite is 81. Opposite is 99. So you can see that the angles are either small number or big number. And it says, so now we have to look at 81 and 99 and give it a name. They're on opposite sides. One's on the left and one's on the right, so that's alternate. Are they on the inside or the outside? They're on the inside, so it's alternate interior. Okay. Let's do 22. So from here to here, they're the same, so that's 97. From here to here is 180. I don't know this, so I just go 180 minus 97 equals, let's use the calculator, 180 minus 97, 83, 83 degrees. So that's 83. We don't, oh, it says find all missing angles. Alright, so if I do this, which one's big and which one's small? This one's big and that's small. So the big number was 97, the small number is 83, so that's 83 and that's 97. So we found them all. Now we have to give this a name if we can. When they're opposite to each other but around the same point, we call them vertical angles. Okay, so now you finished that for homework. We have one more page. Alright, same thing. We just have to find all the numbers. So if I do this, how much is that? What's half a circle? That's 180. So if this one's missing, 180 minus 140, that's equal to 40. So this is 40 degrees. So 1 is 40. So 40 is R. So 1 is R. So 1 is R. So we have to go down here and go 1 is R. Okay. So here the big angle is 140, the small angle is 1. So if I look at this one is big and this one's small. So the big number is 140 and the small number is 40. So 2 is 40. 40 is R. So this is R. Oops, don't put that there. So 2 is R. So I go down here and I go 2 is R. Now we found this is the big angle, which is 140. So here 3 is 140. So I go over here 140. 140 is L. So 3 is L. 3 is L. So down here I have to put an L at 3. Okay. So just find all the missing angles, and it says, why couldn't the two elephants go swimming together? I don't know.